Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Why Did I Lose? The Prismata series in which I analyze viewer games and tell you why I think you lost. As I have said many times in this series, if you would like a replay analyzed, and it is June 10th, 2018 or earlier, please leave a comment on the first video in this series, the one where I announce the series. However, I think this video is going up after that. Is that correct? This might be the last day to submit. I'm not sure. Maybe it's past the last day. I'm not keeping super keeping track. Not comments to this video, comments specifically on the first video in this playlist. Anyway, let's get started with this game, which, as always, I will analyze and then play against MasterBot and then watch the replay. Let's read the comment here. I'm not sure where precisely I went. Sorry, let me tell you who sent this. This is sent to us by Hematite12. I'm not sure where precisely I went wrong in this game, and I thought I had an early lead from getting a Gauss Fab and Oxide mixers out, as well as getting a higher economy. Was part of the problem for me not getting Tarsiers? Okay, there you go. So that's what we're going to think about. We're player 2 in this game. And MasterBot has opened Double Drone, not a big surprise. Base +9, what are we doing here? First things to look at, what are the absorbers in this set, which will help govern our economy sizes. There are these 4 units down, well, I mean, call it 5 units down at the bottom. We could absorb on any of these 5 things. So Energy Matrix is the biggest absorber, and therefore, if there's any good reason to go double blue, we probably should. Here, double blue seems okay. Splitters are all, like, not very good attackers, but they're like, you know, not the end of the world. But Lance Tooth is a great reason to go blue. You can deny your opponent absorb for quite a while, especially if they're going to be absorbing for 4, right? You can attack for 2, build Lance Tooth, attack for 2, build Lance Tooth. Now you're attacking for 4, build 2 Lance Tooths. Pretty cool, right? They get 0 value out of their energy matrix for several turns this way. However, you could consider doing some other absorber that doesn't involve big blue. You could try Ferals and Protos. Those are both quite aggressive red-green units that put on a lot of pressure. I don't think that should work. Energy Matrix should be better, especially because the red player doesn't have a way to deny absorb, while the blue player does. Also, blue support is Oxide Mixer because you can sort of build this as your first attacker and just save up pixies but not attack with them. Therefore, your opponent gets no absorb value, but you're building up value that will eventually kill engineers. Noteworthy here is Ferret and Sack, which could let you go for like a red-blue hybrid where you don't actually buy 2 Blast Forges, you just buy 1, but then like a couple Ferritin Sacks to give you a couple of turns with double blue. Right? You could even do something crazy and like not buy any Blast Forges, but get Ferritin Sacks to give you like a lot of blue. I don't think that's a good idea. You're gonna want red as well. You don't want to just be spamming Ferritin Sacks out of your Animus. Noteworthy also is Arca Sidara. You'd like to be able to get to 7 attack and have this tech. It's just such a strong unit if you can build it when you're attacking for 7, especially against a big defender like Energy Matrix. It's better to build the second Arca. Usually, you want your opponent to build Arca and you to counter it and not the other way around. So you don't necessarily want to build it, but you want to be in a position to threaten it. Okay. So all this said, I think we want to go for big blue, like Energy Matrix, a lot of drones. Question, do we want a Gauss Fabricator? It's a high econ game. And it's sort of convenient to get some green. And there are some good green units to go, like, I mean, Fission Turret is just, like, generally good, right? Feral Warden is fine. It's a strong unit, but doesn't really synergize well with blue because we won't be getting value by absorbing on it. And so it's sort of just like a fast Tarsier that attacks for 1 every turn and doesn't have build time 2, but it costs 5 green red. It's okay, but not great. I think we will get some green because it fits conveniently into the high econ build, and we'll use that green to buy fission turrets, not a Gauss Fabricator. Gauss Fabricator is extremely slow, and with only 1 conduit, it's going to take us quite a while to get there. By which time, it's hard for me to imagine that I'll be able to just sort of spend 12 bucks on nothing. But, you know, if I get in that position, sure, I'll grab one. I also might get there by, like, when my fission train runs out, I'll click one to generate more extra green. I don't know, that's going to be many, many turns in the future. And I think by that point, it'll be too late to buy a Gauss Fab. I wouldn't be shocked to find out that Gauss Fabricator is good in this game, but I don't really expect it. And then I'm gonna get like some blue, buy an oxide mixer, a fission turret or 2 to fuel my Lance Tooth buying, and try to get an energy matrix when it's convenient. We don't want the fission turret yet, of course. Just blue is pretty normal. But now I can buy, like, steel splitter fission turret to start fueling Lance Tooth. So maybe actually the oxide mixer was not a thing that I'm actually doing. It seemed kind of cool, but I think now is when we want a second Blast Forge. Because I'm going to want to build a Lance Tooth next turn. And I want to also build a wall, probably. Okay, he's not making me build a wall. That's sort of nice. I'll get an oxide mixer instead. How are we on economy? 17. We want, you know, high teens, low 20s, probably, with energy matrix around. So the question is, do I want drones here, or do I want tech? Next turn I'm getting another Lance Tooth and probably a wall or something. I think I need more drones. We're not going to be at 7 attack anytime soon, so I don't need to think too much about Arca yet. But when exactly am I buying my energy matrix? Like, Masterbot's not attacking me, which is sort of gonna make that a bit awkward. We're attacking for 4 next turn, so that's double Lance Tooth. So I really kind of want a wall now. Preemptive wall. I'm kind of tempted to get an Animus. But no, I guess not. We'll just build more drones. This feels like about the limit to me. I can't see myself wanting more drones than this. Oh my gosh, we're actually gonna get the Gauss Fab, aren't we? I can do this? Is this Gauss Fab too greedy? I think it's about right. I can still build the energy matrix next turn. Sure. It'll produce a lot of value, and Masterbot's not attacking me, so there you go. We attack, we build the matrix. Protoplasm. Alright, so how exactly does he want to defend? How many pixies do I click to punish him? He probably wants to defend on Proto, which means 3... I don't know. This is about... Nothing is particularly good. Might as well click all of them. Actually, hang on. With Arca around, is there something different I should do? 8, 9, 10... Oh, we're never getting Arca. I have too much attack. Okay. So that means I probably want some more tech, because... I just have so many drones, I can't spend all my money on with this little tech. I also want to make sure I'll have 3 NGs next turn to harvest the vision turret, so we're going to do this. He's probably attacking for 9, which means I'll keep 1 NG alive, build 2 more, lets me click the vision turret. And what? I guess another fission turret is fine. And an Animus? Animus is a lot of tech, though. Maybe just another Blast Forge would be better. No, I don't know. Animus is fine. It leaves me in like 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, Arca's not going to be that great. But what am I going to do with the red, honestly? I think it might just be better to buy more blue. Ugh, I don't know. I guess with red I can build like Feral Wardens. Sure. That's like a cheaper Steel Splitter basically, because it costs less money and also red is cheaper than blue, and I can get 2 red instead of 1 blue. Okay, so this seems okay. Ooh, Arca! You got me! I forgot about Arca. Alright. So we do this. Here's the thing. I'm attacking for 12 already. I do get a tiny bit of value by building Arca right now, right? Like, he absorbs for... Oh, I should have built... Well, I don't know. If I could have squeezed in another Blast Forge last turn, I could now Lance Tooth and get like extra value out of it. But here, he absorbs for like 5 instead of 6. That's worth something. And I get this Arca, which is an attacker that's going to be pretty good. Yeah, I wasn't killing anything super important. I guess Arca's fine. I'm get a Tarsier, another Fission Turret. A drone and some NGs. This seems like enough. I'm over defending by the energy matrix here, so I don't even have to lose it next turn, which is quite nice. And I'm going to be attacking with Arca, not defending with it, probably, because energy matrix is a pretty good absorber anyway. Oh yeah, that was right. So by holding Arca, I would lose 4 attack, but gain 2 absorb, which is generally a bad trade. So you would like to click Arca here since you have such a good absorber, but holding Arca doesn't just do that. It also gives you more defensive tempo. It gives me like 7 extra health to work with this turn. Even though like I'm losing nearly as much health as I would, it converts, like, okay, if you imagine I'm clicking Arca every turn forever, it's just an attacker. When I stop clicking it, I've turned an attacker into a defender with 7 health. So that's nice. I'd like to attack with Arca as long as I comfortably can, though. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's what I'm going to do. Here, we're making the opponent lose probably 2 attacks, so he's really attacking for 14. Still a lot. do something like this. Build a couple NGs. And these ferals. 2 ferals might be too many. I may need more green than this. Maybe this should be a rhino. So that I can defend with it soon and still have green lying around. Okay, defends reasonably comfortably. Attack with all this stuff. Ideally with Arca. The enemy here is losing probably 2 attacks. They're attacking for probably 14. This offers a slight gambit. This is probably better since it's not a gambit. And I'm still reasonably comfortable. Build an NG. I'm thinking it might be time to click a fission turret early. Because I'm not sure... No, I'll be able to make sure I have enough NGs when this comes around, just by defending with a rhino or something. Holding back Arca if I have to, you know. And we're just attacking for way more than he is, so, like, this is sort of a foregone conclusion here. Okay, so I want to have 3 NGs next turn. This way he loses 2 attack. He attacks for 14. This defends. 2 NGs. Rhino. Fair-and-Sack's probably the wrong idea, right? Will I want 3 blue anytime soon? No, probably not. Just build another NG. And he gives up. Okay. So that's the idea here. Let's just quickly review what I did. High econ. Grab some green because it's convenient. And fission turret's a good unit. Get blue. Try to build lance tooths. I would have liked to somehow work in an earlier energy matrix. Against an opponent who attacked a bit more, I would have had to. And not been able to get lance tooths until a little while later. I suspect that's how the game ought to go, is that you get the matrix first and then you start buying lance tooths. But MasterBot gave me this option to like delay it, so I did. I picked up a Gauss Fab, but I would not be surprised to see that in a game you just don't have time. Your opponent's attacking for too much. And I got the Animus for Arca, but I don't think that's critical. You might not have this many drones. You just want to make sure your opponent can't get a super valuable Arca themselves. And actually, my opponent did, since he denied me a bunch of Absorb, and I only denied him 1 Absorb. But that was sort of because I was so far ahead that, like, I just had too much attack, and, like, that's fine. I'm happy to be in that position. After this, I don't know, nothing I did really mattered. The game was over. So, let's see what happened in the viewer game. Did I say who this was sent by? I did, yes. Hematite something. Hematite12. Here we go. Player 2. So, what did the players do? Drones. Drones. NG. NG. Drones. Yep, get that conduit. Sure. Animus. Really? What is this about? We're planning some Ferret-and-Sack shenanigans, maybe? I guess. I don't see it yet, but if you build next turn, like, a Rhino and a Blast Forge, you can build Lance Tooths with... You don't even technically need the Blast Forge because you have a Ferret-and-Sack, so... But, like, don't you want one? I don't know. I think this drone, by the way, should have been a blast forge, and then you could comfortably build like Tarsiers and a steel splitter into lance tooths. Maybe click this on some future turn to get your matrix. The oxide mixer I like. The second conduit, strong disagree here. This is the first play I dislike. This game is getting the second conduit. I think you are probably starry-eyed staring at Gauss Fabricator, what an amazing value unit, but you just don't want that much green this set. And Fission Turret is a great way to produce green. So you have, like, with just one conduit, you have enough green. If you can ever get a Gauss Fabricator down comfortably, like, you know, fine, get it. But it doesn't have to be next turn. And this conduit is just going to go to waste after that. I'd rather have more defense available, or you know, build a second blast forge so you can start buying attackers or something. Right, remember what I did at this stage was I built Fission Turret Steel Splitter. But that's because my opponent like was going to be building a wall. Lance Tooth is not such great value against rhinos. But on the other hand, like, your opponent's going to have to build rhinos to defend? Building some attackers seems alright to me, actually. So, I don't know. I don't like this conduit at all. The Oxide Mixer is okay. It could be an attacker, like, it could be a Steel Splitter instead, but Oxide Mixer is pretty good, so probably you should get it. This turn is okay. But, like, here's the thing. Your opponent looks like they're about to build a Lance Tooth, right? This wall isn't actually getting much value. They're just gonna Lance Tooth you. And build a Blast Forge so they can do it again? Yeah. I don't like this second Oxide Mixer. We're already over the absorb barrier of walls, so we should just build Steel Splitters to attack forever instead of, like, save up some pixies. Well, I guess that's not true, because we can build Lance Tooths, right? So Oxide Mixer to keep saving up pixies while these Gauss Cannons let you build Lance Tooths, that actually seems pretty good. Alright, I like the Oxide Mixer. But... oh, yeah, sure, of course. Click the pixie. Why not? This third Gauss Cannon seems pretty bad. In fact, the first one is bad, too. It should be a Fission Turret, right? It's just like a cheaper attacker. It dies eventually, but... like, $2 now is worth way more than a Gauss Cannon 6 turns from now. And furthermore, you can harvest it to get some green, so you're not even having to make that trade-off. Like, you get a bunch of green when it goes off, right? So I would rather buy a single Fission Turret here to get us into Lance Tooth territory. And then we would have $10 more left. 12 if you count this engineer. With which we could build whatever we want. Drones? Yeah, no, we can Fission Turret. I thought we have no green, but that's because of these Gauss Cannons, of course. You know, we could build drones. We could build another Blast Forge if we wanted. I don't know. The Engie is clearly doing nothing. I don't like it. The enemy's going to attack us for 0 next turn, right? Well, what are we buying engineers for? Oh, they're not going to Lance Tooth because they're putting down a Gauss Fab? What? Why would you... click the Rhino! Come on! He's killing an engineer. What more could you ask for? Alright. Now we get an energy matrix. I guess that's okay. The enemy is attacking for a fair bit here, and they can't really deny us value. Oh, are we saving this for Arca? Is that what's going on? I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work. It looks like we'll be above 7 attack even without the Rhino click, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this energy matrix is fine, I guess. Pixie Click. I don't like. It's probably fine, because it probably kills this engineer. But you can always kill an engineer with it in the future. And clicking it now gives your opponent the option to lose Rhino onto wall if they want, which preserves granularity for them. I would rather force them to lose a single engineer so that they have trouble being granular next turn. Ah! See? Look, they thought about it. They're doing it even. So we shouldn't have clicked this pixie. It gave them the option to do that thing, which apparently is exactly what they wanted. I don't really agree with them that that's what they wanted. Maybe it is, actually, because otherwise they have granularity issues, right? If we attack for 5 or 6, they're going to be in a tough spot if they have just this Rhino. 5, I guess. Yeah, so definitely seeing the downside of that play right away. And is the opponent setting up to have 7 attack? 4, 5, 7. By golly, they are. So they're setting up for a pretty good Arca, and we need an Animus right away to counter that. All these Oxide Mixers, wrong. Oxide Mixers' entire purpose in life is to be an attacker before you are over the enemy absorb barrier. Build up pixies at a time when regular attackers would just be getting absorbed. Here, we're already past the absorb barrier. Unless we were to build Lance-Tooths, you know, which we could do. But we haven't been. And I don't think we will be in the future either. And so I would rather just build Steel Splitters, or really, like, Lance-Tooths would be better here. But, you know, fine. Permanent attackers, not just, like, eventually get a little, you know, some damage. Get 4 damage over 5 turns. Is, like, not good as an attacker. The only reason it's valuable is because you don't need to spend the attack if it's getting absorbed. But here, that's not going to be a concern. Ooh, clicking 1 pixie. I like this. We did it right this time. More drones? Yeah, so this should have been an Animus. Arca is, like, really important, and the enemy is clearly signaling they're going to get it. If we can get one in return, we make their Arca much worse. Yeah, got that Animus. Too late, though. The enemy already has the Arca, and they're getting absorbed value on it. How many? We've clicked 2 pixies. Is that correct? Yeah, it is correct. Well, no. It should have been all of them. Because... no. Well, do they want to lose Energy Matrix or not? I'm not sure. Probably you're right. Probably you should click exactly as many as you clicked. I don't like this Lance-Tooth from our opponent here. Doesn't make much sense to me. Yeah, and we're still getting okay value out of Arca, but that's sort of because we're behind in attack. Yeah. Building Gauss cannons kind of sucks. You know, fission turrets would still be better. Energy Matrix, NG, is that correct? Wall, NG might be better, but maybe not. It depends on whether you're going to try to click Arca or not. If you are clicking Arca, you should definitely make sure you have an Energy Matrix. Oh, we clicked the right number of pixies again. Nice. So, the protoplasm... I don't know about that, right? A protoplasm that you don't absorb on is just a really, really expensive defender. And... or really, like, it's a really expensive attacker, I should say. Depending on whether you soak with it or don't defend with it at all. It's generally its main value is that you can absorb on it for 3 and then attack with it, gaining a swing of 7 health. If you soak with it, you just gain 4 health, and if you don't defend with it at all, you just gain 4 attack, and neither of those is very good. But 3 health and 4 attack is pretty good. The problem here is that, of course, you have energy matrix, and so you don't want to absorb on the protoplasm. So you're just building it as a really expensive way to get 4 health. 2 force fields would have been better, and then you could do something else with your tech and money. Oh, this is even like, oh man. Give up the energy matrix for this? Yikes. I mean, I guess you're getting an exploit against the enemy again. But no, you're holding back Arca this way, right? You gained 4 attack, but in order to do that, you had to hold back Arca, so you have 4 less attack, right? It just doesn't... I'd rather just absorb onto energy matrix to have 5 more health so that I can, like, try to click Arca. But better would be not building the protoplasm at all. And now, like, how are the attack numbers looking? We have 15 permanent attack, roughly. The enemy has 6, 14, call this permanent-ish, 16, 20. So we're down 4 attack. We're quite a bit up on drones, 7. But 4 permanent attack is still better than 7 drones, generally. And now, I don't know, players are just like sort of doing what they have to defend. Running low on walls. I don't know about this ferret and sack, but sure, I guess try it, why not? It's just sort of pretty dire here, right? We're just not attacking as much as the other guy. And we're defending with drones. Yeah, it just seems pretty over here. Oh yeah, now we lose the Arca, so game over, right? So, like, what are the highlights here? I like the general opening. Oxide mixer is good. Gauss fabricator. Oh, right. This conduit is what was wrong, not the Gauss fabricator. Once you've built the conduit, like, yeah, sure, get the Gauss fabricator, I guess. But it shouldn't be your priority this game. You need to get, like, this cool blue stuff going. And Fission Turret is a much more immediate... Like, obviously, the amount of value that you get per dollar out of Gauss Fabricator is much higher than Fission Turret, right? Fission Turret does 5 damage over the course of its whole life. And it costs $4. That's like a little better than 1 damage per gold. Gauss Fabricator does a shitload of damage. I don't know how much. Infinity, right? Because of Gauss cannons. But it takes a very, very, very long time to deliver that value. And value now is better than value later. Of course, it would be nice to have both. But here, just building a fission turret, you know, or not, like, just don't build anything green. But importantly, like, don't buy a conduit, because you don't want to rush out the Gauss Fabricator. It's just not that good a unit. It's okay. There's spots where it's good, and Energy Matrix argues that it should be good, but you just have other priorities. You need to do all this blue stuff and get more drones and build fission turrets. Those are all higher priorities than the Gauss Fabricator for me. But fine, you got it now, so I don't like it, but having committed to it, you should do it. Again, undervaluing fission turrets. It's a much better attacker than Gauss Cannon. Much better. It acts the same as Gauss Cannon for 5 turns, and it costs $2 less. It's, 30% off, right? Eventually it dies, and you stop getting attacked from it, but you get 3 green, which you can use to do all kinds of amazing things. Build force fields. Build more fission turrets if that's what you want to do with your life. And in the meantime, you can spend that extra $2 on something useful. I feel like we missed some chances to build good Lance Tooths. I'm not sure exactly where they were. I think I pointed them out during the game, but I'm not going to go back and look at them again. Here, we missed that the opponent is threatening Arca, and we really should make sure that we are in a position to re-Arca. We have a lot of drones, so we can afford an Animus here. I wish we could sell back the Conduit, but oh well. Need to make sure we're going to have 7 attack next turn, which we will, but also an Animus next turn. So, like, worst case, cut these 2 drones and build an Animus. Maybe we can do a bit better as well. Maybe we can somehow... No, we can't Arca plus Lance Tooth because we don't have enough blue. But we should just Arca. So these Oxide Mixers are fine because we don't... Next turn, we don't want any attacks, so we might as well, like, build up the attack slowly. But only if we actually built the Animus. Alright, he built an Arca, and we let him absorb for 6 on it. If we could build an Arca ourselves this turn, he'd be absorbing for 1, which would be just, like, a huge blow dealt to him. The 7 attack cost for Arca might as well read 1 attack. Right? Wouldn't that be amazing? You need to be there to do it on the Arca turn, because after that you're going to have too much attack. Good job with the Pixies throughout this match, though. There were 1 or 2 slip-ups, but mostly you were doing a good job of taking advantage of his defenses where possible. Even when it was only in a fairly subtle way, like not exploiting you yet, but making it easier to exploit you in the future, still found those Pixie clicks. Click the right numbers, I like that. I feel like we kept droning for too long. This should have been attackers. We're floating green. Why? Build attackers. They're good. I think the Animus to get Arca is sort of missing the boat a little bit. But, I mean, it's still okay value. The opponent only absorbs 2. So that's something, I guess. But I think we have enough tech already. I would just build more attackers with what we have. And these protoplasms kind of suck, but at this point we're sort of dead, right? We're attacking for 14, the enemy's attacking for 6 more. Like, what are we supposed to do, right? We're pretty dead here. It's not quite as lopsided as that because we have the 1 more Oxide Mixer, but it's timing out soon. Yep, okay, well I think that covers all of the key points here. I hope you guys found that instructive. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.